Hi, this is Renkang from Third Room Production. I have been getting requests from some of the Facebook friends and IG friends about how I manage to mix music for the Easter Sunday. Actually, kudos to Crystal. Please also go and follow her. Being able to stitch all of us together and make a video look so fantastic. I got quite a fair bit of query about asking how do I actually record, track all the audio, all these different layers, and then stitch them together and mix them all together into a single song. Personally, I feel that not much effort is done on my end, to be frank. Although when it comes to mixing and mastering side, I consolidate everything and I work together with Crystal and the music director Daniel, which is her husband, to help to make sure that the cohesion of the song feel is in accordance to Daniel's vision. By and large, majority of the flow of the song was pretty much based on a single guide track. So there should be one single guide track that actually helps you to anchor all the different roles and responsibility. And what I find very importantly is that you always start first with having the guide track to be following based on at least percussive information, rhythmic information, and a very simple vocal melody. These three will definitely help to anchor the song because those are the backbone of how a song is written in the first place anyway. So you always be good to start off from that point, and once you actually reach to that point, you can slowly think about how do you layer all the different sound, different instrumentations, the feel as it goes along. But these three are most important. I will show you a quick demonstration of how my guide track actually started off, and we'll see how it progressed from there. So this is the application that you are looking at in order to lay all the tracks together. I'm using Studio One for professional mode. But in this case, I would like to just only focus on the guide track. As you can see, as I mentioned earlier on, there are three information that I'm looking at, layered into two tracks. So Crystal actually laid down two separate tracks for me. First is the drum track, which consists of the percussive information, as well as the guitar and vocal track, which consists of my rhythmic and the vocal information. So I use this very often for layering of tracks. I always ask for these three information to begin with, and it's a very important tool for me to begin by looking at this particular arrangement. So as you can hear from this track alone, the three information that is called is given, along with a click track that you can actually use your DAW to play back over. The whole point of me demonstrating earlier on is to let you hear how barebone it sounds like. Crystal make the drum better by using a multi-track and do a static mix, which is basically just putting the leveling of all the different components of the drum kit, such as the kick and the snare and the overheads, as well as the toms, to make them listenable in the individual sense. But if you use a mobile phone to record, I think that works as well. So in this case, I actually layered them down according to the different progression as well, as you can see from the markers on top, so that I know what am I looking at when it comes to certain parts of the song. And in this case, I also want to highlight that the drummer should provide you, or at least the rhythmist should provide you, the information of the tempo as shown over here, as well as the timing. So in this case, we know that the song will need to be played in the 3/4 count, and the tempo is 69. let me just demonstrate to you the drum track without the click track and to hear how it sounds like. So your drummer could just play this over in-ear for their click track reference, and it should match with whatever click track that you have, that is you have programmed. So let's give it a listen one more time with the click track. Yeah, so this is one way for you to do the anchoring, and this is a very helpful tool, especially when you need to start to record your own instruments. You have a click that you can guide through to make sure your transient match with what the drum has. That is always a good starting point. Now the next important point I would like to highlight is the guitar and the vocal. Let me just show you a short snippet of how the recording artist record both the guitar as well as the vocal in this particular instance. So there is actually a decent amount of, you can hear what is the chord progression, which the rhythmist has laid out a very good backbone, as well as the vocal melody that at least help to anchor how the song should sound like. And this progression is simple enough so that I know what are the different steps as it goes along in the whole song progression. And as you can hear, this recording could also be just a mobile phone record over and someone play a metronome loud enough in the background. And this is a very important information, such that when you are actually using this tool to record, you know where are you looking at on the transient. Of course, all this information are primarily important. You still need to have a song sheet in reference. I think that's about it from my application end. And that's all for my beginning stage of the mix and mastering. Of course, if you like to know more how I actually layer all of them together and then decide which instrument should come in strong and how do I do all the different mixing part of each instrument to make sure they all sit together in the pocket very nicely done with all the different range of frequencies so that they can actually help to build the entire track together, I'll have it in another video. And thank you, and I'll see you again.